back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 points that I think that these aforementioned clubs are going to win the Premier League this season. Why are they going to win this season? And at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you the one club that is actually winning this season for me. And also, do comment down below that what do you think that who is going to win this title this season. Even though I know that we all want our own clubs to win the Premier League, obviously, but if there is any other choice that you think that there is and can win this season, please comment below and let's get into the video. There are 2 clubs that I think are going to win the Premier League this season. One is, drumrolls please, is Chelsea, and another club is, drumrolls again, and that is Manchester City. Listen, I have proof and I can back it. The first point for me is bench strength. Now listen, not only they have a very solid playing 11, but also they have pretty solid squad, that is bench strength. So if there is anything that we have learned from the recent years of Premier League, that is that it is getting more physical, it is getting more brutal out there. So you need a very solid squad because you never know that when or at what time your key players get injured, and it can ruin the entire season if you don't have good backups. For me, these are the only 2 clubs who can get another playing 11 from their bench strength alone. Now moving on to point number 2, and that is managers and their hunger. Listen, money spent by the clubs and their owners would ultimately want some desired output from all that input. Thomas Tuchel came in mid-January for Chelsea and he changed the course for Chelsea. Everybody thought that it's a honeymoon period going on for Chelsea and it's going to end eventually, but who knew that it would end in Champions League trophy? Nobody knew that. That was like crazy. How did that happen? So now Tuchel is going to have the whole damn season. Now the players have a lot of confidence in him. Tuchel knows that the owner has a lot of confidence in him. Now that gives a lot of backing to the manager and he's going to go all out. I'm sure that this season is going to be so damn good for Chelsea. And now talking about the tactics master, and that is Pep Guardiola. Now Pep Guardiola was this close from winning the Champions League, for which he came to Manchester City. There is no doubt that Manchester City is ruling the Premier League. They're ruling the domestic cups. No doubt about that. I think thoda bahut unseen competition pakka hone wala hai between Pep Guardiola and Thomas Tuchel, because Thomas Tuchel wants something that Pep Guardiola always wanted. And I feel that Tuchel would want to keep that run up by winning the Premier League. So that is going to give him an upper edge to being the better manager. Maybe that is why managers and their hunger is going to matter so much this season. So Tuchel and Pep are definitely going to try outplay each other to be the best manager, and that will surely happen. Moving on to point number 3, and that is other clubs are just not good enough. Listen, I'm not saying that there is not going to be a competition or other clubs are not going to give them competition, because that is going to happen. Talking about Manchester United, they made some incredible signings this season, and the defense that they have, then signing of Jadon Sancho and going the whole season with that kind of team, that kind of squad is pretty good, but for how long? If Manchester United suffers an injury through the course of the season, and if that happens very early, it's going to hurt them, because that's what happened when Harry Maguire, he got injured in just last 2-3 games that were left of the season, and we could see that things were not working out for Manchester United then. So which is why I feel that if there is anybody who's going to give them a solid competition, a solid fight to City and Chelsea, is going to be Manchester United, because come on, they have very good players and squad this time, but let's see till when. Now talking about Liverpool, I think Liverpool is going to work so hard to make it their season or even to challenge for Premier League trophy, because the thing is that Gini Wijnaldum, who was the engine of the team, he left the club, and now we are backing on Curtis Jones or maybe Harvey Elliott, and they're very inexperienced players, and backing the entire season on these players, I think it's going to cost Liverpool. We really needed to make a Gini replacement, because that guy was available throughout the season whenever needed, and I think that availability of the player is a key factor, one of the key factors going into the season, and Gini Wijnaldum was that for us. And now Andy Robertson also got injured. Andy Robertson was also the engine of the team, available throughout that injury-prone season that we had last season. I'm just praying that it's not a long-term injury for Andy Robertson, or else the season is done, it's gone for Liverpool. Arsenal definitely made some very good signings, but I still feel that they needed to rebuild their attack, going the entire season with the same attacking force, that is Lacazette, Aubameyang, maybe Pepe. But then the same thing is with Liverpool. We are going with Sadio Mane, we are going with Mo Salah, and Firmino, Jota, it's the same attacking force. So kahin na kahin I feel it becomes so predictable for the defenders and goalkeepers that where the other team's attacking is going to take place from and the attackers are going to take the shots from. That's why I feel that Arsenal as well as Liverpool, if they can bring that shocking factor to their attack, that can help. And talking about Spurs, don't really know if they are the real contenders for this season's Premier League. Harry Kane's situation, we don't know, but still it's being said that he'll be available for the first match. So don't know what will happen to that. But then other than these clubs, I feel that Aston Villa, West Ham United maybe, but then Aston Villa and Leicester City are going to be pretty solid, and also Leeds United. Now these are the clubs that I feel are going to give a lot of competition to Manchester City as well as Chelsea, at least in domestic cups, and also can challenge for Premier League trophy. Now moving on to point number 4, and that is transfer signings. Lukaku for Chelsea and Grealish for Manchester City. Come on, are you kidding me? Because Lukaku, who has had a lot of Premier League experience with Everton, Chelsea, Manchester United or whatever, and such an amazing season he had with Inter Milan, and also with Belgium. What do you think is going to happen with Chelsea's attack this time? I'm actually in awe of Lukaku because come on, when he left for Inter Milan, there were so many reports that said that he did not play that way for Manchester United and so much more. So he has a lot to prove coming back to Premier League that he is not just meant for Serie A and breaking records there, but also he can do everything that he could do there in Premier League. So imagine the kind of attack that is going to have of Chelsea. Now talking about Jack Grealish, everybody knows the kind of player that he is. He's an Aston Villa product, and now that signing, that £100 million signing to Manchester City, oh my lord, that's going to be terrorizing if Jack Grealish finds his footing in Premier League with Manchester City. Now the thing is that Jack Grealish as well as Lukaku, they have both played for Premier League, so they won't even need time to settle to the atmosphere of Premier League. They're already the settled products of Premier League. That is why I mentioned these two transfer signings, particularly for Manchester City as well as Chelsea. Now moving on to the last point, and that is AFCON. AFCON is going to be in January, and Chelsea and Manchester City do not have a lot of players going for it. For Manchester City, I think it's going to be Riyad Mahrez, and for Chelsea, it's going to be Edouard Mendy. That's it. I don't think there are so many players that are going to go for it. I think that is going to be a very important factor for these clubs, because if I'm comparing it with my own club, then Sadio Mane as well as Mo Salah are not going to be available in January. Imagine the kind of attack that we are going to have. So even if Liverpool miraculously manages to stay at the top of the table in December, if we do not have backup, if we do not have other players, or if we do not make significant signings for the attack, how are we going to manage without Mo Salah and Sadio Mane? How? How is it possible? Because of these 5 points, I feel that the Premier League trophy is going to be between Manchester City or Chelsea. Now, out of these two clubs that is going to win the Premier League this season for me is going to be Chelsea. I think this is going to be Chelsea's season again. Thomas Tuchel came out of nowhere and fetched or snatched the Champions League trophy from Pep Guardiola, and I don't see any reason for him to not grab that out of Pep Guardiola or maybe Manchester City's hand, that Premier League's mighty trophy. Manchester City is no doubt going to give a tough fight to Chelsea for that Premier League trophy so that they could be dominating domestically, but it's Chelsea's season this time, and I'm putting my money on Chelsea, and I feel that it's Chelsea that is going to win this season's Premier League. I don't know if that happens or not, but that is what I predict and that is what I feel will happen. If you think it any other way, then do comment below, because I would love to read your opinions on this. That is it from me today. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share and hit that bell icon so you never miss a video from me. Thank you so much for watching this channel, and thank you so much for watching me. Namaste.